All right, today we're diving deep into one of the most foundational stories ever told, Genesis, chapter 2. This isn't just an ancient text, it's a powerful story about where we come from, what our purpose is, and really the very blueprint for human relationships. So that leads us to the big question, right? What can a story that's thousands of years old possibly teach us about being human today? Well, as we're about to see, the answers woven into this chapter are surprisingly profound. Let's get into it. So, our story kicks off on this absolutely massive cosmic scale. Picture this: the heavens, the earth, the entire universe, it's all finished. The stage is officially set. And on day 7, after all the work of creation is done, God rests. Now, it's super important to understand this isn't a rest because he was tired. Not at all. It was a deliberate, meaningful pause that sets a powerful example for everything that follows. You see, by blessing the seventh day and calling it holy, the story establishes a radical idea. Rest isn't laziness. It's not a waste of time. It's a sacred, essential part of the rhythm of life itself. Okay, so from that huge cosmic view, the camera suddenly zooms way, way in, focusing on the early Earth. It's a world that's basically waiting to come alive, and there's no rain yet, just this mist that rises up and waters the ground. And it's in this misty, primordial world that the first human is formed. And it happens in two very distinct steps. First, a body is literally shaped from the dust of the ground. It's this incredibly powerful image that connects us directly to the earth. But then, something amazing happens. God breathes the breath of life right into this form. And in that one moment, that's when everything changes. That's the instant this collection of dust and earth becomes more than just a body. So becoming a living soul means we have this dual nature, right? On one hand, we are 100% connected to the earth. We're made from it. But on the other hand, we carry this divine spark, this breath of life inside of us that points to something more. Now that we have a human, the story gives him a home, a beautiful, lush garden and a place called Eden, which was planted specifically for him to live in. And here, in what is essentially paradise, humanity is given a purpose. And get this, work isn't a punishment. It's not a curse. It's presented as a noble and good thing to do, part of the original perfect plan. The purpose was to cultivate the garden and care for it. Now, right in the middle of this perfect garden, there are two very special trees. The tree of life, which seems to offer, well, life, but it's the second one, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, that really sets up the central conflict of the whole story. In a garden filled with countless trees to eat from, God gives just one single rule. And this rule isn't just some arbitrary test. It's what introduces freedom, genuine choice, and real consequences into the world. After all, you can't have a real relationship without the freedom to choose. But even here, in this perfect place, with a purpose and with total freedom, the story points out a problem, a really fundamental one: loneliness. And this statement is a huge deal. It comes directly from God, and it's the very first time in the entire creation narrative that anything is called not good. This immediately tells us that isolation is a problem that needs a solution. So God brings all the animals to the man for him to name. This whole process shows off the man's unique intelligence. But it also reveals something really important. As amazing as all the animals are, none of them are a true partner for him. He's still fundamentally alone. The solution to this problem is just incredible. God doesn't just make another person from the dust. No, this time is different. He puts the man into a deep sleep and builds the woman from one of his own ribs. The imagery here is so powerful. She's not beneath him, not above him, but from his side, meant to be side by side. And the man's reaction says it all. It's pure joy. He immediately recognizes her. He sees her as his perfect counterpart, someone who shares his same essence. He finally found his other half. And this moment right here is presented as the origin of marriage. The idea of becoming one flesh isn't just poetic, it speaks to this incredibly deep, sacred unity. Two people who originally came from one source coming back together to be whole. The chapter ends on this beautiful, simple, and incredibly profound note. Their relationship was completely open, totally vulnerable, and there was zero shame between them. It's a picture of perfect, unhindered harmony.
So if we pull it all together, what are the big takeaways? Well, we see that humans are made with a purpose from the very beginning. We learn that both our work and our rest are sacred things, that deep relationships are not an accident but part of a divine design, and that ultimately life was designed for harmony.
And that really brings us back to the beginning. It doesn't matter if you see this story as literal history, a beautiful metaphor, or a foundational myth. Its ideas have shaped the world. So the final question is for you. How do these ancient ideas about our purpose, our work, and our partnerships still show up in your life today? It's definitely something worth thinking about.